Hello, and welcome to The Final Thought with Passe Gaming. I'm your host, Mr. Frost, and my co-host joining me today is That Guns for Hire.
Hey everybody.
And we're here to give our final thought on Trove Adventures, because chances are we're not going to be playing it very much at this point. We've reached a turning point. But we put a solid 5 days in. I mean, I played this. I actually stopped playing Secret of Mana just because I was enjoying this so much. But then something happened. So, we'll start with Guns. Let's hear some of your pros on the game and like some of your thoughts. Not even pros. Let's just hear some of your thoughts, and then we'll go from there.
Well, it was a pretty dumb game. That was good for wasting some time.
I enjoyed the fact that you can have your little homestead. I thought that was a neat idea, and you can just put it up anywhere you want it. That was pretty. That was a really good idea. I thought the developers had. You know, for developers who clearly don't know what the fuck they're doing, that was one thing I think they managed to get right.
The scope could have been bigger. But I don't know. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's basically Minecraft, but role-playing.
Yeah, it's a weird hybrid of Minecraft and like an MMO. It's very simplistic, and when you first look at it, first glance, but then when you find out that it's so much deeper than that, like even more deep than like something like Elder Scrolls or Neverwinter, where they have like 10 different currencies and each currency, depending on what currencies, like what you want to buy, and it gets kind of out of hand when it comes to the currencies and stuff.
There's too many currencies.
Yeah, it gets dumb when it comes to that stuff. I'm not really sure, what the deal is. And, get out of my house, fuckface! Sorry. And my issue... Oh god, and he put his disgusting ass fucking, house next to mine. You keep your Lego shit away from me.
Word.
At first, it was kind of fun running around to all the different areas and doing the dungeons and the castles and seeing all the different bosses and areas they have. But we blew through that fairly quick. And then you get to a point where you have to grind and grind and grind and grind to get anywhere. It gets silly to the point where you have to do all these crazy hoops you have to jump through, just to get your power rank up. That's that thing you see in the corner. Your level means something, but not nearly as much as your power rank. Your power rank is what your items do. Here, I'll show you. Go to your character sheet.
It's like most modern.
So like your class level, then subclass goes into it. I have 2 classes, so that'll be my subclass. Equipment, mastery rank, and then like gems. You also, I guess you can get dragons too. Yeah, there you are. It's just it gets old really quick. I mean, we had fun, but like as soon as we hit a wall and we realized it just wasn't like interesting anymore. It got to the point where it felt like it was very impossible to get any further without like breaking your back. I mean, that's what it came down to. I mean, if you're looking for a free game to play, got no money, got nothing to do, you want to play something with your buddy, this is not a bad choice for a little while.
You can do much worse.
Yeah, you really can. It's not terrible in terms of like
DC Online.
Yeah, And it's something you can, it's something you can play with other people, and that's kind of nice. And he has all these portals up here that'll take you to different stages, which is kind of cool. Um, but it it's an interesting game. Like I could, these are just some of the worlds that he has set up. They have different difficulties. Like here, we'll go to Faith Forest. Um, but this game does hit a wall where, I mean, I guess if you have nothing else better to do, you'll just keep playing it and just push through. Um, Out of pure boredom, I guess. But like, even us, like, it's not like we have anything else to play with one another. But we even got to the point where we're like, we just didn't want to do it anymore. You get a lot of cool moves, like whatever that is, and here's one. You get a little charge up. This is the gunner class. The player base is really shitty. I'm sorry to say, it's absolute junk. I've been doing a. Hi, thanks for joining us. I've been doing a. Oh, they left. They're mad. They're like, oh, he's talking shit on the game. I've been doing a little experiment, which I do sometimes just to see how the player base is. Now, I played Neverwinter, and I've also played Elder Scrolls Online. And like their player base, like, they tend to share with one another, and like, oh, I don't need the stuff here, I'll give it away, and someone will take it. But this game, if you put something in that chest, random person will show up and take every single thing. Not even because they need it, but just because they're a douchebag 14-year-old who, wants to be even a bigger douchebag. The community stinks, like 100% stinks. And it's just the way it is. I don't know how else to say it. It's terrible. Want a stellar gem? No thanks. I'm actually giving a review on the game. I do appreciate it. You're probably the first person who's ever offered anything. Typically, we have people who just take. That's about it.
Typically, the community is butts.
Yeah, it's not a great community, but I mean, there are some exceptions, as the person who just messaged me left a comment and even offered something, which was nice. That doesn't happen often in this. At least not in the 5 days we've been playing, which is probably longer than Game Informer or IGN or any other those other mainstream reviewers play it.
Yeah.
So the pros is it's free. It's the character customization is really neat. You go to your character select, you can go to hat, and they have a million hats. Look at all the hats. Just bunny ears, a little hat, like I don't know what the hell it is. He's standing on a barrel that's about to explode. This is a big boss hat. A lot of neat little hats. It's really interesting. They do have all sorts of neat little stuff here. Change your weapons. I've been using like 6 shooters, but I mean they have a whole bunch of different weapons here. That's cool. The customization of your character is neat. The fact that you can build a pretty cool building is neat. It takes some use. It takes a while to get used to. It could be confusing, but it's neat. Yeah, I know. I'm sure it does, but like we've hit a wall where it's a lot of grinding and we went from just being able to just go through the game and play and go up levels reasonably to a wall where we feel the need that we have to grind a lot to get anywhere. And I know a lot of games are like that. But like even Elder Scrolls, like you could keep going to different areas and keep going and going and going and going and going, and you didn't have to grind, you just kept going. And I think that's a very important bit that this game's missing is you can't keep going. Eventually, you get to like let's go to one of those balls hard worlds.
All right.
See if I can get up to your tower.
I don't have tower portals for those worlds.
Uh, what's the closest one? You have a Uber 2 on there, don't you?
Yeah, but Uber 2 is really not balls hard.
No? Alright.
Yeah. We want to go to like Uber 6 or 7.
Uber 6 or 7. Alright, so we'll show you one of the really hard stages. And, like, the weapons you get, like, for instance, um, let's see, we're gonna go to... See the power ranks, each, with, like, each one has different requirements. So we can go up to Uber 5. We're not even... Like, they suggest level 21 to 25. We're not even... I was 16. So... I don't know if we've even been here yet. I'm gonna build my house right here, though.
I don't know where you went.
Just teleport on me.
Yeah,
So we're at a higher level. Oh wow, your power level 6,000. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I mean, like we felt like we hit a wall where we're not getting the items we need. So depending on where you're at is the rarity of the item. So we're just getting like these black ones are like super rare to us now, but we know there's stuff even after that. And we've been playing this for all day, for a couple hours today. It had been at least 4 hours just today.
at least.
And I found one black today, like 3 blacks yesterday, and like I think one the day before. And all that time they were all fucking weapons, so they were completely useless to me. And there's a lot of that in this game. It's like, well, just keep at it. You'll eventually get it, but like eventually, that's not fun anymore. I don't know what else. The game so I'm trying to think of more pros before we move on to the cons. It's neat to play. It has a good multiplayer. I mean, the community stinks, but if you have a buddy you can play with, or if you find like a half-decent crew, stick with them. And it's not too bad. But see, look, like the stuff you're dropping is junk. 27.
I just got it right, bro.
But did you really? Fucking rat bastard. You have to trade for more. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like we're kind of old school where we just want to play. We just want to play through the game, just he and I, and do our thing and not have to beg for stuff. Like I noticed, like even Neverwinter, there's a lot of like begging. Like, come on, man, let me join your group, and then so I can get the next item or whatever. And I don't want to do that. That's one thing I really liked about the Elder Scrolls is that you didn't have to do that. Like, you could just play the game, and you didn't have to beg and cry and whine, because that's freaking annoying. I never liked doing that in games. I know they're like, well, it's trading, but it's not trading. You have to know somebody or talk to people or cry and whine in the chat. See, here's the chat. Like, willing to trade. You have to sit there and do it over and over again until someone's like, sure, what do you got? It's a pain in the ass. And it's something I just don't want to do. I just want to, find the shit on my own and keep going. I know a lot of games use it. Like, yeah, Neverwinter uses it, but like at least you can get it on your own if you just, take the time. If you're not, Neverwinter gets boring after a while too. But not like this. This is like mad boring. I'm trying to think of anything else. Can you think of anything else positive that I haven't said already?
Nope.
Yeah. All right. Negatives. This game crashes a lot. Like an unreasonable amount of times it crashes. It should not be crashing like that. That's bad. To be crashing that often? Like I try to stream and it crashes. Like every half an hour or so. Every half an hour, 45 minutes. If you die, if you try to get resurrected. And then it has really weird graphical glitches. You try to go to the hub. Like it just crashes and burns. If you notice, I keep going to a restricted screen. It's just because I'm looking at comments. Um, Clubs are a good thing. That's the only thing we haven't tried yet is going to a
Oh
club.
yeah, club,
Um,
club world, being able to do your own world.
yeah, I mean that was kind of a neat feature too. Um,
Too bad it takes an hour and a half to get. Not an hour and a half is a far on exaggeration.
oh,
Um,
yeah,
to get a club, you need to grind for a lot of stuff. That's like really rare.
either that or trade.
Or
Like
trade.
the
Yeah.
the, the uh, young guy said, trading's probably our best bet. But like I said, we kind of don't want to do that. Uh, we just don't want to sit there and beg. That's not fun. I don't think many people. I mean, I guess it's a community game where that's kind of required, but I don't want to do it. I remember when like EverQuest forced you to play with people, and I hated that. And I remember when Guild
Yeah.
Wars came out, and Guild Wars changed the way these games were played, because Guild Wars was like, "Fuck it, then just go on your own." I was like, "Yeah," that was great. Um,
Cool. That's what I wanted to do the whole time.
yeah, um, but yeah, I mean, this game has a lot of issues. It gets very repetitive. Uh, it definitely loses. It's like I said, we were having a lot of fun with this game to the point, like I said, I stopped playing Secret of Mana, which is crazy when you think about how much I talked that game. I'm super excited to play it. I was actually in the middle of getting ready to play it. I actually started a stream and I stopped just so we can do a review of this. Um, so it somehow even got me there. Um, the sexy mustaches. I have a sexy mustache. I have a sexy mustache. Actually, my character has a sexy mustache. I know all about sexy mustaches. Trust me. Trying to think, what else can we say? What else negative about this game that I haven't touched on yet?
The graphics,
Oh, they're really poor. Uh,
for being pixelated, graphics are not very good.
no, I think they could have done a little bit more with the graphics. I get what they're going for, but even 3D dot heroes and Minecraft like added a little bit of flavor to the blocks, and this game does not.
Yeah.
They're flat. Oh, look at this! Look at the graphical
They're,
glitches. Oh, it's doing that thing. All right, so this is
that,
something that happens in the game a lot. Is this random like oh he fell to his death. Random glitches like that happens a lot. Where you'll have to exit and re-enter the game. It's just a pain in the ass. Um, all right, we'll go to the straight up review part. Out of 10, 10 being the greatest game ever played, and so far on this channel we have yet to have a 10. I think the highest was an 8. 1 is absolute utter garbage. 5, in my personal opinion, is something that's playable and it's moderately, it's not bad. 6 is like I consider a 7 a good game. A 6 is pretty good. 5's okay, and then like everything else underneath the 5 is trash. So like I would consider an average game to be like a 6. So
okay.
like a 5 or a 6. So in your opinion, Guns, what would you rate this game?
Uh,
He gave it a 10 out of 10. Not you, the other,
uh,
the viewer.
um, probably a 5.
A 5? I was
Yeah.
actually thinking the same thing. This game's not unplayable. You will find
No.
you will enjoy it for a while, but you will hit a wall eventually. And if you love the game, you'll keep going. If you don't, you'll kind of tucker out. I think we're gonna probably take a break from it, and maybe we'll try continuing again, or maybe play a little bit here and there. But like that initial hard push of a week nonstop playing is not gonna happen again. So yeah, there it is. Passe Gaming's official rating of Trove Adventures is 5 out of 10. Eh, but not terrible.
5 Trovians out of 10.
Yep, 5 Trovians. All right, well,
Which
that's true. The trick is using fun characters. Yeah, well, we have all different. I have a couple different characters. I got him. Let's see, who else do I have? I
I have four
have.
different classes.
Yeah, you have a bunch. I had the option to buy him. I just didn't really care. I also have the boomeranger, who I really like. There's a boomerang. Look, it says I threw the boomerang, but I didn't.
You did not throw the boomerang.
There you go. He throws bombs, which are kind of neat. I leveled him up, up to 17. He was getting there. The other guy was my first character, so So that's that. Well, thanks for coming here for your for our opinions. Like I said, it's objective. If you feel differently, feel differently. That's cool. Whatever floats your boat. But in our personal opinion, 5 out of 10. It's playable. It'll get you a couple, solid hours of fun. And eventually it'll lose its luster. And that's that.
It ain't gonna win no awards anytime.
No, it's definitely not going to win any awards. They really need to work on the, what do you call it?
Grind.
The grind a little bit. No, we're on PlayStation. Um, yep. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and all that other goofy shit. I'm sure we'll mess around with this again. We'll make sure to stream it if we do. When we just don't know. You know, who knows? We don't have anything else to really to play. We just tried Fortnite and that made us sad. So, who knows? All right, folks. From Passe Gaming, take it easy. Like, subscribe, and all our crazy shit. We also have a Facebook page. If you care to check it out. And thanks for joining us, buddy. Noah. Toodle.